If my budget was $500, these are the graphic design laptops I'd go for. Acer Aspire 5 A515. This one genuinely surprises me every time I use it, especially for the price. I've edited images and worked on graphics in Photoshop for several hours in a single sitting, and it barely gets warm, with only some mild fan noise that never becomes distracting. The battery life is stellar. I regularly squeeze out over 12 hours between charges, which is a lifesaver for anyone working away from a desk. The build feels solid, but yes, it's not winning any beauty contests. The plastic finish is functional but not premium. What really holds it back is the display. Colors can look a bit washed out, and it just isn't bright enough for outdoor work or for tasks where color accuracy matters most. However, the generous selection of ports, including USB-C and HDMI, and overall the reliability make it a true workhorse. If you want a portability all-day battery and don't need perfect color for pro-level work, this is the budget pick. Lenovo IdeaPad Slim 3. I wanted to love the Slim 3, especially with its nice big 15.3-inch screen that's great for having multiple windows open. But it just didn't wow me as a graphic design tool. The display is spacious but sags in brightness and vibrancy. Fine for everyday tasks, not so much for color-sensitive projects. It's lightweight and comfortable to carry, which is great if you're commuting or moving between your rooms, and it runs pretty quietly under normal use. Under heavier loads, though, it bogs down complex edits or multitasking start to push it past its comfort zone. Battery life is just okay. You'll need to pack the charger for any long creative session. So for basic work, movie watching and browsing, it definitely fits the bill. But graphic designers looking for punch and precision will notice its limitations fast. In fact, if I only spent $500, I picked the Acer Aspire 5. It's simply more dependable for graphic design and gives you way more battery life to actually get work done off-grid. If I only had $1,000 to spend, these are the graphic design laptops I'd buy. Apple MacBook Air M4. The M4 MacBook Air is one of those machines that honestly ruins other laptops in this price range for me. When I first got my hands on it, the build quality stood out immediately. It's incredibly thin and light, yet feels like a solid slab of aluminum with zero flex. For graphic design work, the Liquid Retina display is a dream. It's bright, sharp, and the color accuracy is outstanding right out of the box, making it reliable for color-sensitive projects. The M4 chip is a silent powerhouse. I was editing photos in GIMP and juggling a bunch of browser tabs without hearing a peep. Since it has no fan and the battery life is just absurd, I consistently got through a full workday and then some, often hitting nearly 15 hours of continuous use before needing a charge. The main drawbacks for me were the port situation. You only get 2 USB-C ports, so a dongle is a must. And the 60Hz display, which feels a bit dated when competitors offer smoother screens, is perfect for the student or traveling designer who prioritizes battery life, a premium feel, and a color-accurate display over raw port selection. Acer Swift Go 14. The Acer Swift Go 14 is the practical, no-nonsense workhorse that surprised me with its features for the price. While it doesn't have the dense premium feel of the MacBook Air, the all-metal chassis is still sturdy and impressively lightweight, making it easy to toss in a bag. The real standout for me was the option for an OLED display on some models, which delivers those perfect deep blacks and vibrant colors that make design work pop, something even the MacBook can't match. The keyboard is comfortable for long typing sessions, and unlike the Air, it gives you a generous selection of ports, including USB-A and HDMI, which meant I could leave my dongles at home. However, I did notice the fan kicks in and it can get a bit warm under the heavy load, especially when rendering video, which is a big contrast to the always silent Air. The battery life is also just average. I was usually looking for a charger after about 6 to 7 hours, which is a definite step down. This machine is built for the pragmatic creator who wants a fantastic screen and plenty of ports without paying a premium, and is willing to trade a bit of battery life and build a refinement for it. If I had to spend my own $1,000, I would buy the MacBook Air M4 for its unbeatable combination of battery life, silent performance, and superior build quality, which are crucial for my workflow on the go. If I had $1,500 to spend, this would be my top graphic design laptop choices. Asus ProArt PX13. This one is a little wolf in sheep's clothing, and I need that in the best way possible. The ProArt PX13 packs an unbelievable amount of power into a compact 13-inch 2-in-1 chassis that feels incredibly robust and solid in the hands. In my testing, I threw a complex 4K video project at it that made other larger machines stutter, and this little thing handled it without getting nearly as hot or loud as I expected. The 2.8K OLED touchscreen is the star of the show. The colors are just phenomenal, making it a joy for detailed photo editing and illustration. However, it's not perfect. The battery life is a significant downside, draining quickly under a heavy creative workload, and the screen is capped at 60Hz, which feels a bit dated. For me, this is the go-to for a creative professional on the move who needs a color-accurate display and serious GPU power in a portable form factor, as long as you can live near a power outlet. HP OmniBook Ultra. The HP OmniBook Ultra is a performance beast, no question about it. This laptop feels incredibly zippy thanks to its high-end AMD AI hardware, handling multitasking and demanding applications without breaking a sweat. And the battery life is surprisingly great for a Windows machine with this much power. I could code and run multiple apps all day without reaching for the charger. However, and this is a huge however, for any graphic designer, the screen is a major letdown. While it's a capable machine, the IPS display just looks dim and lacks the vibrant deep blacks of an OLED, which is a critical flaw when your work depends on color accuracy. It's also a bit on the heavy side and has limited ports, which felt restrictive when trying to hook up my usual peripherals. Honestly, this feels more like a laptop for a programmer or a data analyst who needs raw processing power and longevity but doesn't live inside creative software. Between these two, I could buy the Asus ProArt PX13 in a heartbeat because for graphic design, a superior and color-accurate screen is non-negotiable. If my budget was $2,000, these are the graphic design laptops I'd go for. Asus ProArt P16. The ProArt P16 is one of those laptops that just feels purpose-built for creative work, and it completely redefines what you should expect at this price. In my experience, the 4K OLED touchscreen is the star of the show. The colors are so vibrant and accurate that it honestly ruined other displays for me, making it a dream for video editing and illustration. It's surprisingly slim and light for a 16-inch machine, which I appreciated when moving around. Under heavy loads, like rendering 4K video or running complex Photoshop filters, it delivers incredibly smooth performance thanks to its powerful processor and graphics card options. However, it's not perfect. When you really push it, the fans get noticeably loud and the chassis gets hot. The battery life is also a letdown. You'll be reaching for the charger if you're doing anything intensive away from your desk. This is a laptop for the serious creative professional or student who prioritizes a phenomenal display and a portable, sleek design over all-day battery life. Lenovo Legion Pro 7i Gen 9. The Legion Pro 7i is an absolute beast of a machine that feels like a desktop replacement crammed into a laptop chassis. Coming from a gaming background, this thing is all about raw, unadulterated power. I threw some heavy 3D rendering and VFX workloads at it, and the combination of its top-tier Intel Core i9 CPU and RTX 4080 GPU barely broke a sweat. The display is incredibly bright and has a super high refresh rate, which makes everything feel incredibly smooth, even if it's overkill for most design work, but that power comes at a cost. This thing is chunky, heavy, and has a gamer aesthetic that might not fly in every professional setting. My biggest gripe is the battery life. Under a heavy load, it lasts less than an hour, so you have to treat it like a portable desktop that's always tethered to a wall outlet. This is the machine for the power user, the 3D artist or animator who needs maximum rendering performance and will sacrifice portability and battery for it. If I had to spend my own $2,000, I'd buy the Asus ProArt P16 because its superior OLED display, lighter design, and creative-focused features make it a more practical and enjoyable daily driver for graphic design work, even with its trade-offs. In a world where money doesn't matter, I'd grab these graphic design laptops. Apple MacBook Pro M4. This machine is where raw power meets an elegance that, frankly, makes other laptops feel dated. In my experience, the M4 chip is a silent workhorse. I was able to scrub through complex 4K timelines and juggle heavy Photoshop files without hearing a single fan spin up. The battery life is genuinely astounding. I constantly powered through an entire 8-hour workday of mixed use and still had juice left for the evening. Something I've rarely seen in a pro-grade laptop. The Liquid Retina XDR display remains the gold standard for creative work, with brightness and color accuracy that make designing feel incredibly immersive. My main frustration is the lack of port variety. Carrying dongles feels archaic, and I wish Apple would bring back at least one USB-A port for legacy devices. For the creative professional who values a seamless, powerful, and utterly reliable ecosystem, this is the definite choice. Lenovo ThinkPad P1 Gen 7. The ThinkPad P1 Gen 7 is the sleeper hit that completely won me over with its raw, sustained performance and practical design. What blew me away was its thermal management. I pushed this machine with CPU and GPU stress tests for over 6 hours, and it never throttled or got more than warm to the touch. And all while the fan noise remained impressively quiet. The keyboard is an absolute dream to type on, which makes a huge difference during long editing sessions. While the build is MIL STD durable, it doesn't have the same premium unibody feel as the MacBook. However, its user-upgradable RAM and SSD are a massive advantage for professionals who need to adapt their workstation over time. This is the ideal laptop for the power user who needs maximum performance for demanding tasks like 3D modeling or AI development and values function and future-proofing over aesthetics. If forced to choose, I would buy the Apple MacBook Pro M4 because its superior display and user experience provide a more refined and inspiring environment for creative work, even if the ThinkPad offers better practicality. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you pick the best graphic design laptops for you. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. Links to all of these products mentioned in this video will be in the description. Alright, peace out.